What's up, YouTube? Today I wanted to show you the combo guide that I talked about. I'll probably just first of all show you how to Protos lock your opponent or Eschatos lock if you think it's better in the matchup, for example versus Draco Tail. How you can do that with the basic combos. And I can also show you the like normal combo lines. Just because this is asked a little bit. Sorry for the lack of videos. I was very sick, but now my voice is like a little bit better. I can finally talk again. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a quick, start real quick. So we first of all start with Darkblade combo. I think this is the easiest one for the Protos lock because you need 2 Darkblades for it, obviously, and with that you already got 1 in rotation. So what you do is you just normal summon Darkblade, obviously use the effects, and you then search your Anguish, especially your Anguish, and Anguish searches your Tatsu. And then you normally special summon Tatsu. The combo is just basic bread and butter Memento combo. You do your basic stuff, send those 3 names, reborn with the Anguish, the mace, and then you use the mace to search your fusion. This one. And then you use the fusion to then shuffle back your mace, your Anguish this time, not the Darkblade, and your Tatsuhigo to summon out Creation King. Except for the shuffle back, it's just same. You just send Gatic and Akihiron, and obviously the second Creation King, which matters by the way, that you banish it. Lol. Then you obviously you trigger Gatic first, sorry, and then grab the Shibi back, and then you trigger the Creation King to search the field spell. And what you do now is you just, as always, just use fusion here to get the Bone Party, just to play around some stuff, like Nibiru for example, and then you special Sleepy, use Sleepy to fusion summon into the Twin Dragon, and then Twin Dragon will trigger, pop itself, and search the mace again, and the combined creation. And what you can do now is use Channing 1, the field spell, Channing 2, the Twin Dragon, and Channing 3, the Akihiron, obviously. What you can also do is instead of adding the mace, you just add another Darkblade, so that the field spell summons the Darkblade. We can do that for like this time. But you can also special summon the Darkblade over Bone Party, which is pretty easy. Yeah, let's just do it this. I like it this way more. So you summon out the Darkblade with the Twin Dragon, Akihiron, and then the field spell just reborns anything like, let's just say Goblin. And so now, but you still have the Goblin pop or the Bone Party. So you obviously need to pop the Akihiron to get the fusion back. Or you just leave it, and if you, for example, have another fusion in your hand, you can just leave it and use them as link material later in the combo. So let's just start. Let's just say there's no fusion. So we go Goblin, pop the Akihiron, and we then send just 2 names that they are not in our graveyard. So Anguish and Daitatsu, and then Akihiron triggers to get back the fusion. And now you can use Bone Party, popping the Creation King, combined creation in our hand, to then search for the special summon for the second Darkblade. And then you overlay these 2 for some fun stuff into Banshee. And then you use Banshee. Oops. To search, oh there it is, the flag. You summon the flag to get back the king. And this is where it gets like kind of funny. You can just search the Protos, special Protos, by banishing the Banshee, the second Darkblade. You just banish names or like for example you have 2 Darkblades, so you can banish those. And here it depends if you either banish the Sleepy or the Tatsu. I would banish the Tatsu because the Sleepy can still do something in graveyard. So yeah, you now use the Banshee to summon itself back. Obviously, if you need to call fire, you call fire here because there's no other fire. But if you, like for example, you need to call dark, you just link those two into Herald. And then you call dark, the goblin gets blown away. And you summon your combined by shuffling back 5 names. Obviously all your darks, because you cannot summon darks for some reason. Or you leave the sleepy and shuffle back the twin dragon. And then you got your normal setup with combined, herald, the mace in hand, and both quick spells. To be honest, I have no idea if there's like in the 1-card combo a more optimal way to do this with, like, for example, you still got an SP. But in my opinion, SP here is useless because you're gonna call dark anyways. And even if you get nipped, like, let's just say you summon combined and your opponent then nips because he just randomly thought he doesn't care about the dark lock. If he's like playing a dark deck, you still got this. So what you can still do is Bone Party pop the maze. For example, you're just grabbing something, and because you cannot special summon Anguish because the dark call you could doesn't really matter, to be honest. You just can special a Tatsu or like add the sleepy, doesn't matter. The Akihiron triggers to summon back, and you then have the fusion to go Twin Dragon or Creation King. Yeah, that's like it. If your opponent cares about the dark lock, he will nip you before. So that's not that big of a deal. You could theoretically, if you have another extender, or like for example, as I said, the fusion hard draw, you just go SP just to, like, for example, dodge a nip, or like you don't need to dodge Imperm because there's a herald for the Protos, so you can dodge it that way. Oh yeah, one thing you can do if you have the field spell hard draw, obviously you cannot banish Creation King. So what you do is you just link off the Banshee and the Goblin for SP banish itself, or you can also banish something from your graveyard, and then you summon the flag. So you still get the same, but if you want to end on Herald because you know your opponent doesn't play Nip, or like it's you need the Herald for that, you can then SP banish itself. You still banish the Banshee from grave with the Protos, and Banshee still summons back, and then you can still go into Herald. Just depends what you want more in your matchup. Like for example, if you want to call a different attribute in that matchup, and you don't call Dark, like for example you call Light versus Pure Yami, you leave the SP, and instead of a Goblin, you summon out the where is it? The Mace. Or you can go for Luna. Like, doesn't matter. You can choose what you want to summon there to call Light. It's pretty easy to call like almost every attribute. Like even Fire is possible with the Flag or the Banshee. So for the second combo line, obviously I think I don't need to show the basic combo lines for if you like, for example, you go into your game 1 combo. It's just instead of shuffling back the Anguish, you shuffle back the Darkblade, and instead of doing some funky stuff, you just go Herald into SP into combined. So it's not that hard, I guess. It's definitely possible, but I think the normal combo line should be known. If not, just ask me in the comments. For the Anguish combo line, it's pretty much the same. The problem is that you don't start with a Darkblade here in rotation, but it's still possible with any starter. So you then normal Anguish, search the Tatsu effect, will dump standard names. By the way, the name you reborn, as I said, if you want to call a different attribute, you just reborn. As you saw, the Goblin reborn was just unnecessary. It was just for the random body or like the pop effect. But you can also pop the Akihiron with with the Bone Party if you want the mace and you already use mace, so works that anyways. Or like in this combo line, for example, if you start with Anguish, you still haven't used Darkblade, so if you summon Darkblade, you can also use Darkblade to pop Akihiron, which also works. So yeah, you dump those 3 names, reborn the mace with Anguish, and you then grab your fusion spell, use the fusion spell, shuffle back those 3 names because we already used them, go into Creation King dump, obviously get a Akihiron and the second Creation King, Gatic will trigger, grab back the Sleepy, you banish Creation King to search the field spell, and then you use the field spell, and please do this. This is important. You need to play around Nib. Even if people are not playing Nib, just do this. The only reason to not do this is if you 100% know there's no Nib in the hand or no Nib in the deck. So, for example, after Talents, obviously you can then just play like that, even if it doesn't matter really. So you then summon Sleepy, fuse them off for Twin Dragon. Twin Dragon will trigger. You search. Now here comes the twisted part. You add a Darkblade. And where is it? Combined. There it is. And then field spell, chaining 1, chaining 2, chaining 3 obviously. You reborn this. Here again, doesn't matter what you reborn. For example, if you again need to call light, you can just leave the Mace Engrave and don't give a shit about the Goblin. So it works like that. And then now you summon the Darkblade. What you could also do if you need a light is go Bone Party, summon a Mace for some reason. But you, or like, no, you don't go Darkblade, summon a Mace, but you can just summon like anything, doesn't really matter. You could also, instead of this, you reborn a Sleepy to pop it if you, for example, had Fusion again, but I wouldn't do it. Just do it like that. It's easier, I guess. And then you summon an Anguish again because you needed in rotation. Then you go Bone Party, pop the combined. Summon the blades. Oh, the Akihiron triggers to grab back the fusion. And then we do Cringe stuff. They were here, exactly. Flame, shuffle back this, grabbing Protos. And then you just summon the Protos. Banishing, oh yeah, you detach 1 material obviously, so you can banish those 2. And a... Oops. Yeah, just the Twin Dragon then, I guess. Because we haven't got a light here. Because we forgot the Goblin effects. Earth, sorry. Wait, actually, oh yeah. I think I put the Sleepy back into the deck, that's why... Yeah, I put the Sleepy back into the deck when I... said you can reborn it. So there should be a second Sleepy. Or like, let's just say we dumped a second Sleepy for some reason. Let's just say it like that. And finish those 3. Darkblade's Engrave. Banshee triggers, comes back immediately. And as you see, there's another body that just doesn't care. You link those into Herald. Or SP, but doesn't really matter. If you call Dark here, you nuke the Anguish. You can also here call Earth, Light, pop this, and then you link those 2 off for a SP. Yeah, banishing, linking of Protos is cringe, but this card is cringe in general, so you don't care. So yeah, you could either call Light or Dark, whatever you want, because Dark is always on field up, obviously, and you still got combined both quick spells. This time no what's it called? No, I'm stupid. No mace in hand. Because there was no Darkblade in rotation, so you need to search one with the Twin Dragon and reborn it, or summon it from hand with the field spell, because otherwise you will not get 2 in rotation. Because Bone Party summons 1, and this summons the second one, because Darkblade cannot summon Darkblade. So you need to do it like that, sadly. But for example, if you have anything like in hand, you can just add it. Like if you have a Darkblade in hand, you just add Mace. If you have a Combined Creation in hand, you just add Mace again. So there are options you can do. Yeah, then just go to the third combo, which is just gonna be just Tatsu. I don't know if I'm also gonna show the Goblin line, because I think if I just show those 3, because those are the 3 of Goblin, that you start with Goblin is mostly unlikely, but it can happen, so oops. Yeah, you go Tatsu here. Obviously send Gaddick and Sleepy. And I already told you in the last video how to play around Goldspell. You just, if you want to play around Goldspell in the fusion, to be honest, you just need something hard or like Sleepy or like an extender. So you cannot out Goldspell in the standard 1-card combo. So yep, Sleepy triggers your diffusion summon. Go into Twin Dragon. You go Twin Dragon effect. We haven't normal summoned yet, keep that in mind. Add a Darkblade. By the way, doesn't matter whatever you, if you want to Protos your opponent or not, always add Darkblade, because this is flexible, you can summon anything with it. And just a random extender, I don't care. Like, we can just search combined. So this goes to the graveyard, and we can stash a Sleepy. And then we normal summon Darkblade. Darkblade effect. Pop the Sleepy. We just summon an Anguish, and then Anguish triggers to search. We are just gonna search. I guess we could search for Mace here, and then trigger Sleepy to send a fusion. But I think it's easier to leave this in the deck and just search for where is it? I guess just hello. Oh yeah, we can search the Darkblade here, and then Sleepy will dump Mace, Reborn, Mace triggers, grab Fusion, and then we use Fusion, shuffle back Mace, Gaddick and Twin for the combined. Creation Kings are not combined. We send Gaddick. Oh no, not Gaddick. Not Gaddick. Gaddick is Cringe. This is Engrave. We send Akihiron. Oh yeah, we could have also added a sent a Darkblade here. Sorry. Is there any way how we can? I mean, we could go Fusion, search a Fusion, but then we cannot get to Bone Party. That's the reason why I done it like that. So I guess we just send Akihiron, the second Creation King, and just anything you want. You're free for that. Probably just a name there is not in rotation, so Goblin. And then you use Creation King to search the All Loft field spell. Use it. You go Fusion effect to search. Pop the King. Search for Mace. Search for Bone Party. And then field spell triggers as well as Akihiron. This will get summoned out. And the Darkblade gets summoned out. So you overlay those. For Banshee. Banshee will search a Cringe card. When I would find my Cringe cards. Oh, they're up here. You summon the Cringe card number 1. And then you summon the Cringe card number 2. Just finished 3 cards. Doesn't really matter. This one is Engrave, exactly. And then the Banshee comes instantly back. And here again have options, whatever you want to call. So, as I said, you can just go for Herald, SP, whatever you want. You can also theoretically link the Banshee off, but this is how you get both bodies back. So yeah, you could link it off, or like link one of those off, but I think this is like optimal, because then you can link those off still. And then you use Bone Party here to pop the Akihiron, and then you search the maze. Akihiron will get back the fusion spell. I guess you call Dark here. And if you want to call Light, you just go into Herald and call Light, because then you don't really care about Nip. And if they play Yami Pure, call Light is already game, so you don't care about the 1 SP. You still got Maze in hand, you have Combined in hand, you can summon and shuffle back 5 names, which is those 5 in that scenario. Or like, if you call Dark, yeah, it should be that, 5. So, yeah, exactly. I guess this is how it works most of the time. Protos is cringe, but I guess if you saw West Anaheim, there were some FTK decks. So this is not supposed to be an FTK deck, that's why we're just siding those cards. But I guess it's a way to like insta-win, especially post-siding, when people side some stuff like Lightning Storms against you. You can, it's just a like, just a life-saving option you can do. You can call every attribute, like, you don't necessarily need to call Dark or Light. You have options for Earth, Water, like, I think the only non-option is Wind, but which deck plays Wind now and is good to respect. Like, don't call me don't call the Radiant Typhoon. This deck doesn't break this board anyways. You can just shit on Protos at this point. And for some matchups, if the attribute doesn't matter, like for example versus Draco Tail, you can just summon Eschatos, because this is a dragon. You don't need a dragon for that to call it versus Draco Tail. So you're pretty much safe versus every matchup going first. There will be at least one attribute or one type that hurts if they cannot use it. For example, versus Fiend's versions, you summon this, leave Goblin on field and call Fiend. What should they do? Or leave a Gaddock on field and call Fiend. And about calling Fiend, you don't really care. Like, the only problematic is you cannot summon Gaddock on your opponent's turn. But it's okay. So, yeah, I guess this is it for the Protos combos. I don't think I need to show you the Goblin combo, because this is just... Goblin combo is just Tatsu combo. So, I mean, you normal summon, but it's pretty much the same. So, yeah, that's for the Memento, Protos lock, Eschatos lock, whatever you want to call it. If you have any questions for the combos, or any like ideas how you can optimize them, because I'm not playing it that long, just text me in the comments, or like ask me in the comments if you have any questions. And yeah, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.